Welcome everyone to Jaydon's Jam. I'm your host Jaydon Goss, and today we're talking about She-Hulk episode 6. There's no title out at the time of this recording, so I don't know what the name of the episode is. So, I don't think this is going to be a very long review. I really don't enjoy crapping on TV shows and movies when I review them. Like if something is bad, I usually just don't review it. I'd rather not spend 20 minutes just crapping over something. That's not fun to me. I don't find that fun anymore to listen to myself. Like, I don't listen to reviewers who just shit on things. Like, I just don't find that enjoyable. I'd rather hear somebody if they talk about something they enjoy. It's more pleasant, and whatever. So this probably won't be a long review. If you've watched my other reviews, you know I'm a little mixed on this show, and this episode is no different. Last week I said that I'm only watching this show for Daredevil, and I meant that as a joke. Honestly, I know, I realize this is a She-Hulk show. This is supposed to be about She-Hulk. This is not a Daredevil and She-Hulk show. So I just want to put that out there. I do think maybe they should have reordered these episodes, because I think if you're going to tease Daredevil like that at the end of an episode with his helmet, I think, generally speaking, the next episode should probably be the Daredevil one. And I'm not going to go into a long thing about this, because it's not even really that big of a deal. But I don't get why you would cut that up. You're building off momentum. Like, shows are built on momentum. You want to keep a positive flow going. And I feel like cutting into this show with just a filler, I guess is what I would say, it just feels weird. So, I don't know. That's what I have to say about the Daredevil stuff. Moving away from that, I did not laugh at all watching this. So, I think I've just realized, even more so after this episode, that this show is definitely not for me. I'm not the audience for it. And like I said last week, I realized that, but this showed me even more. If this is a comedy and it's not making me laugh, and I don't see the point of watching a comedy that doesn't make you laugh. You know what I mean? And comedy entertainment is subjective. I am happy for all the people, because this show's getting a lot of love, and that's great. I'm happy for everybody who's really enjoying this show, but I'm not really. I'm going to keep reviewing it, and I'm going to watch it because we're already 6 episodes in. There's 3 more left, so it's not like I'm going to bail on this show now. It's just, I think I've mentally checked out of this show more so than that. The wedding stuff, it was. For me, I didn't find anything funny. Because it felt, all the jokes and everything just felt super mean spirited towards Jen, like Jennifer, like She-Hulk. Like, she shows up to this wedding as She-Hulk. The bride gets super mad, the whole bridezilla trope. And the episode starts out like that. And while that was fine, I didn't mind that. But then it just keeps building onto that, where everybody's just like being super mean to her and like ignoring her, but also like making her clean a bunch of shit, and like, I don't know. It doesn't make sense. And the more I watch this show, the more I just start to realize, like, I just don't get why anyone would find Tatiana Maslany not attractive. Like, she is a beautiful woman, and I don't buy the fact that no one's interested in her. And it was nice. One of the best parts of this episode was that she seemed to have found a nice guy. Of course, it might turn around and he's an asshole too. I guess we'll find out as if he shows up again. I don't know if he's only in this episode. So far this show has been like not really having a through line. The through line doesn't always pop up. It comes in and out of these episodes sometimes. Like they'll go a whole episode without referencing the whole. Obviously, it's the blood stuff is the through line, which I did like the ending part. I'm jumping all over the place, but I just don't buy that. She is a very attractive woman, and even as She-Hulk, she's somehow beautiful as a giant green monster. I just don't buy it. I'm starting to buy it even less, and it just felt like everybody was just being mean to her, and I didn't find any of it funny. It's like I used to really like The Big Bang Theory, but then one of my friends pointed out to me, hey, basically the show is all the friends, they just shit on each other constantly. Like that's all it is. And then once I realized that, it ruined Big Bang Theory for me because I started realizing that every single interaction between those friends was just insulting them. And I don't know. I don't have a problem with insult comedy, but this just felt a little unbelievable with the amount of just shit that She-Hulk was getting in this episode, and I just didn't enjoy it. Titania has just become a complete joke. She's lost every single fight, whether it's a physical fight or a legal fight against She-Hulk. So at this point, I don't see the point of continuing to have her in the show because every time now, like when she shows up, I'm like, okay, well, here comes She-Hulk. She's about to beat the shit out of her again. Usually the hero loses maybe the first two fights with the villain, and then they win the last fight. That's the thing. But it's weird seeing her just dominate, who supposedly is one of the main antagonists of this show, and she's beaten her every time. It's, I, I don't know. That doesn't work for me either. I feel like I'm just shitting on this show, and I really hate it because I would hate to listen to this. So let's see. I did like the Nikki and Mallory storyline. You know, I have said consistently that Ginger Gonzaga, who plays Nikki, Jen's best friend, she is great, and I liked her interactions with Pug last episode, and it's the same thing here with Mallory. I think she's great. She's funny, and I like that she was able to solve Mr. Immortal's issue by the end of the episode. I like that. And then they even bring in the intelligentsia, which I'm assuming is being led by the leader. There's even a reference with that made me think of the Incredible Hulk movie with Edward Norton. You know, Tim Blake Nelson, who played the leader in that movie. He was the one who was corresponding with Bruce Banner that whole movie. He was Mr. Blue, and there was that whole correspondence. And at the end, I think it's pretty obvious that that the leader is behind this intelligentsia. So I like that because it's bringing back the blood storyline. Um, so they're still trying to get She-Hulk's blood. I think that's the leader. He's trying to get her blood, and I think we're gonna probably see the Wrecking Crew again coming up. Um, yeah, that's. I mean, I like the ending. Again, I like the cast of this show, so that's all I'll say. I think I pretty much covered everything. Mr. Immortal, he was funny. When he jumps out the window, I think I did chuckle at that, if I'm remembering correctly. So I liked that part of the episode. I guess you'd call that the B plot, but the A plot just didn't work for me this episode. So yeah, that's my review. Sorry if I just spent the whole time being completely negative on this show. but you can't help how you feel about a show. You can't help after you watch a show. I didn't like it, basically. So yeah, I'm hoping next week we come back with a strong episode. I'm still hopeful. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like it. You can leave a comment. Hey, if you're enjoying it, that's awesome. Let me know. You can share this video if you want to. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel. We're growing very slowly, but I appreciate everybody who checks it out. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week for another She-Hulk review.